Hey, what's up everybody? Look what we have here. Okay, check this out first. Almost 81,000 rupees or 900 US dollars. God damn. Please hit the subscribe button, guys. Alright, removing the seal, and here we have it. The Galaxy S26 Exynos 2600. I've got the 256GB base model. I was initially thinking about getting the 512GB model, but then I thought like, nah, this phone is already overpriced to the moon. I can't spend anymore. Also, what a pathetic unboxing experience, guys. There was a time when Samsung supplied so many accessories like braided AKG earphones, Type-C OTG adapter, even micro USB-A to Type-C adapter, alongside the usual charging brick and cables. And now we've got this pathetic tiny box with just a data cable, which is only USB 2 compliant. I am glad that Chinese OEMs haven't gone in this route. Anyways, so here we have the phone. I've got the special pink gold color. Yes, of course, they cannot call this rose gold. Before proceeding, I should say after 4 years of heavy use, I am finally retiring my current daily driver and work phone, that is the good old original Galaxy S20 FE 5G, which is the one and only true fan edition in my opinion. I am planning to use this phone now primarily as a permanent deck setup. This phone has served me perfectly above and beyond. Samsung till date hasn't made another device as good as this when it comes to true value for money. This phone helped me grow my channel. I posted a lot of videos about it and it deserves a final video. Anyways, back to the S26. Let's peel off the screen cover. I mean, I would much prefer if Samsung would rather provide an actual pre-applied screen protector, but it is what it is. Okay, turning it on and I'll catch you after the setup. Alright, I'm back guys, and here are my first impressions. I will compare against my OnePlus 15 and Motorola Signature for context, and yeah, right off the bat, I love the far more compact form factor. I previously had the Xiaomi 15 and I've always said picking up a phone with a compact form factor is so much more comfortable in day-to-day usage. It is genuinely game-changing. Like my OnePlus 15 is enormous compared to the S26. It is also way heavier than the S26. The S26 is way more comfortable. Compared to my Moto Signature, which is a big phone but a far slimmer one, actually significantly slimmer than the S26 and quite light as well, but still having a smaller dimension for the length and breadth makes a bigger difference in comfortable one-handed use than being slimmer. I also compared the haptics, and all three phones set to the max haptic vibration intensity. I can say that the OnePlus 15 has the best haptic feedback among these three with the best impact feel. And then the S26 and the Moto Signature are about on par, maybe slight edge to the Moto Signature. But the one thing I really hate about the design is the enormous camera bump on the back of the S26, which absolutely doesn't make any sense since the camera sensors and lenses aren't even that big. It is literally cringe, almost pretentious. And the bump is designed in such a way that this phone rattles so much when laid flat. As you can see, it rattles violently even if you lightly tap it. My OnePlus 15 and Signature doesn't rattle all that much unless you tap on the top left corner and you tap hard. Moving on to the displays, for outdoor brightness, I find the OnePlus 15 can get very bright, brighter than the S26 and Moto Signature. I wonder if some recent updates made the display like pump out extra brightness. But anyways, the S26 is also plenty bright as well. However, for HDR brightness, I am pleased to see Samsung improve on this aspect. Samsung for a long period of time had very poor HDR brightness. Android Authority even did a piece on this aspect, and I'm glad to see that Samsung has fixed this. And here the S26 is clearly the brightest among the three. The Moto Signature comes in second and then the OnePlus. I feel OnePlus 15 has a lot more brightness in the tank. As you saw earlier, it can clearly get very bright in normal SDR. Okay, speaking about the UI experience, I've been using Oxygen OS for some time now, and previous to that I was on HyperOS on the Xiaomi 15, and I can absolutely say that Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 15 and HyperOS on my Xiaomi 15 are definitely smoother than One UI 8.5 on the S26. On my OnePlus 15 and even on my Xiaomi 15, no matter what I do, swipe, flick, pull down, switch to landscape, swipe up to go home, it is always on point. It is both fast and fluid, as if the animations trigger the moment you touch the display. On the S26 One UI 8.5, it's also almost very smooth and fluid, but it's not as instantaneously responsive as the OnePlus 15. I feel there is a bit more latency before the animations trigger, and some animations like pulling down the quick toggles fully doesn't flow as smoothly. It is just slightly jittery. Particularly when you, let's say, go into the portrait mode orientation and you quickly pull down the quick toggles from the top and there is a slight hitch. I also do this kind of stupid test where I hit the lock button and quickly unlock with the fingerprint scanner, and Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 15 just blows away the S26 on this aspect with much faster and smoother transitions. I actually sat down for quite a while switching between the OnePlus and the Samsung, and I can definitely 100% confirm that One UI 8.5 is not on par with Oxygen OS or even HyperOS on flagship Xiaomi when it comes to utmost fluidity. Remember, I am not complaining about feature, guys. Probably Samsung has the best features. One UI is the most productivity oriented UI in my opinion, and that is why I love my S20 5G. I am only talking about animations and overall fluidity in this segment. And the Motorola signature is really not on the same league for UI fluidity. It is very snappy, but animation quality is nowhere near Oxygen OS or One UI. For most users, it is perfectly fine and they will be satisfied, but comparing side by side, the difference is clear. Okay, for the cameras, I don't expect much from the S26. Camera hardware has barely changed since the Galaxy S20. Anyways, I will be doing a full camera comparison with the OnePlus 15 and the Motorola signature. I will be throwing up a few samples in this video, and I can clearly already tell that the S26 is not in the same league as the OnePlus 15 and the Moto signature. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room, Exynos 2600. I will be doing an in-depth SoC analysis test comparing it against the 8 Elite Gen 5 in the OnePlus 15 and the 8 Gen 5 in the Motorola signature. I am very excited to do that. So yeah, that's it for my first impression, guys. I mean, let's be real. At its core, the S26 is barely any different than a Galaxy S22. But I will be putting a lot of videos, so stay tuned for those. Please consider hitting the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Also consider hitting the like button and hyping this video. Alright, take care and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.